In today's video, we're going to be repotting orchids. You can check out our previous videos on some basic orchid care tips. We have here a bag of what would be considered a more all-purpose potting mix, and then I also have a bag of sphagnum moss, which you can also use to pot some orchids as well. Most orchid growers will grow their orchids in just sphagnum moss, especially if it's a phalaenopsis type orchid. And the problem with these is that long-term, the center of these can stay wet and cause your plant to rot. These orchid roots are also a little bit compacted, as you can see, and that can cause the center of your orchid to rot out. Some of these roots are rotten and dry and desiccated. You want to make sure to clean up any of the dead off. So as you can see, I've cleaned these off very well. I'm using this potting bark to fill in this container. Gently place your orchid in, try not to damage the roots. Keep filling until your container is full. And I'm also going to put a stake in here preemptively just in case, so when a flower spike does emerge, I can go ahead and stake it up already. For this other orchid, we're going to add a little bit of sphagnum moss. This will absorb a lot more water and it'll just keep things from drying out so quickly. I'm going to go ahead and take about a handful of the sphagnum moss, add a little bit more bark. I'm going to go ahead and mix these together and then repot. Fill up my container about halfway, place this orchid in, and we'll backfill with the rest of the potting medium. You may not always need to cut off the flowering stalk. This one right here, you can see the flowering stalk was already yellow and wilted, so I did go ahead and cut that off. However, on this one, for example, you can see if there is a growth point here on the stem, you can cut it right to where you see a growth point, and it should bud and produce flower right there. You have just now successfully repotted your first orchids. Make sure to keep on fertilizing them. That way they push out new growth and you get beautiful blossoms. And check out the link in the description for any of the products that we've used. And as always, you can always check out helpful articles, hints, tips, and tricks at gardenersyards.com.